Alright, just getting everything set. Let's see. There we go. Alright, and we are good to go. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's IkechiOnyenaka, and today I feel like I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a live Q&A right now, so, you know what I'm saying, you guys can ask me anything. I've been on this channel since like 2012 or 2011, and I really haven't really done like a proper live Q&A, so, yeah, shoot me with some questions, yo. Honestly, I'll probably start off with just like talking about my week. My week this week was like one of my craziest weeks, like YouTube wise, man. It was just video after video after video. I just had to drop nonstop content, and I have not done that in a long time. Like, I've even gotten to the point where like I'm doing multiple uploads. Like, I just did a upload right before this about like how to become how to become a successful musician, and that was my first time dropping that type of content on this channel. So it was a little bit different. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit different, but yeah, I dropped that right before this, so you guys can check it out. But to be honest, man, been a crazy week. I've been eating a lot of, I've been eating a lot of like chicken patties, fries, nuggets. You know, just a lot of lean meat, and just eating a lot of vegetables because I'm trying to not get the quarantine 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay fit. Um, but yeah, man, as far as the music is concerned, I've been teaching myself a lot of other things to make like better audio quality for the videos. I've been looking into like some nice cameras because I plan on getting a better camera at some point. So yeah, man, it's been a YouTube filled week of just like hard work, dedication, motivation, and consistency. But you feel me? Other than that, as far as like other things are concerned, school, doing schoolwork, um, yeah, music, man. The cool thing about music is you can have a lot of things shut down, but like you can still create music at home. Like here in Philly, man, literally everywhere is closed down. Like all the performance venues, all the restaurants, pretty much anything that ever had live music is shut down, so you can't really do anything. Um, so I figured might as well just make the best of it and, you know, put my stuff on YouTube. But just like I said in the beginning, this is a live Q&A, so you're more than welcome to ask me, any questions about me, anything you've ever wanted to learn about me. Maybe you want to know about like how I make my music, what equipment I use, and everything. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to click that notification bell next to the subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. And make sure to follow me on social media. My Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, and Facebook are all down below in the description. Yeah, man. But let's see. I guess I could probably talk about like a story time. Yeah, let me talk about a story time. So I'm finna tell you guys about like how basically how I started playing instrumental music. Well, I'm not gonna give you the whole gist, but like as far as like what I started on, I know a lot of people like to ask me like, what came first, the clarinet or the saxophone. Um, Clarinet came first. You know what I'm saying? Clarinet definitely came first. Um, but the way I chose it was what I had to do was when we were in band back in like elementary school, we had um, we had these auditions, right? So I did not know that these were drum auditions. I had no idea that this audition was for drummers specifically. Now, what I did was they were doing like a rhythm test type audition. So, you have to pat on a desk what the teacher pats. If they play a rhythm with their hands, you gotta play a rhythm with your hands and try to match what they just did. So I thought, okay, easy enough. I wanted to play clarinet. Um, so I guess before we can get into band, we gotta, they gotta test us to see if we have rhythm. It's like an audition to get into band. So that's what I thought. So funny story, I passed the audition, right? I passed the audition, and then they say, hey, the band director said, hey, congratulations on passing the audition. You are now up for snare drums in my band. I'm like, snare drums? I don't want to audition for snare drums. I want to play the clarinet. He's like, oh, well, that means that this is pointless. I mean, are you sure you don't want to play drums? So I said, yeah, I mean, drums is cool and all, but like, I really want to play clarinet. So I ended up getting the clarinet, and I never really looked back. But now that I think about it in hindsight, low key I could have been like mainly like primarily a drummer. And it's kind of funny because drums is like I know how to play drums, but I'm not advanced at drums. I'm intermediate, but it's kind of funny how life works. I could have definitely been like a drummer. I would have been doing like all these crazy fancy drum covers on YouTube and everything. Like, oh my god, that drum would be sick. That would be amazing. But everything happens for a reason. Ended up getting clarinet. Then like over time, I switched to the saxophone. I guess that's a story in of itself for like another time. You guys want to ask me about that, but yeah, man. It's been a cool run for the clarinet. I don't really play it as much on YouTube anymore. My first video was on that, the Isn't She Lovely cover. But as far as clarinet goes, it's not really the main instrument that I go to. I usually gravitate towards the saxophone. But like, don't get me wrong, I love clarinet. I love it, like with a passion. But as far as YouTube is concerned, I'm just waiting until I get a better mic setup so that I can actually, do more clarinet covers. That's why I haven't done it in a long time. So once I get a better microphone, best believe clarinet covers are coming back on this channel. But yeah, let's see what we got here. We still growing. We're still growing strong. I know some of you guys that watch my videos wonder, like, you guys think about, like, what equipment I use. All the equipment that I use, or at least most of it, I left links down below. You're going to see, like, a blue kind of, like, dot in the description, and it's going to say My Gear. So they're affiliate links. You do not get charged for those, but I do get commission off of the sales if you guys purchase something on Amazon. But yeah, they're all Amazon links, and it links you to the equipment that I use. So everything from my mouthpiece, my ligature, and I think what else is there? My neck strap too. Yeah, and my reeds. So if you guys want to, upgrade your equipment, probably, get something similar to what I got going on. All of that, I provided that for you guys in the description below. So yeah. It is crazy out here, bro. They literally said on the news it's supposed to be like 106, or I think it's gonna be 102 tomorrow or on Monday. So it's like they say like it's dangerously crazy heat waves in the Philly area. So we got like over 10 cases of water today. We're just getting prepared. And then crazy thing is like I think either Tuesday or Wednesday is supposed to be even worse. Either Tuesday or Wednesday is supposed to be 106. 106 degrees. So it's going to be crazy. All right, we've got another question on here. So we got forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Aris Pen. So Aris, shout out to Aris. He was actually in the last live stream I just did for how to become a successful musician in 2020. So shout out to you. Um, he says, "Do you think the love for jazz is going down, or is it bigger now that it's included in hip hop a lot?" Low key, this is actually a really good question. Um, it's an easier question compared to like the other one you asked me, with like who's gonna be the next Kanye or Jay Z or Drake. That was what you said. Yeah, with this one, yeah, I think the love and appreciation for jazz is going up, and it's actually starting to touch mainstream a lot more. And the reason for it is because of it's like the inclusion of hip hop elements. Now we all know that hip hop comes from jazz. Without jazz, there would have never been hip hop. But what jazz musicians are doing now is they're adding elements of trap. They're adding vocal elements like in a different way than what we've seen in the past with jazz, and like they're making it a lot easier for people who listen to like today's hip hop to join into jazz. So you got people like Robert Glasper experiment. If you don't know who Robert Glasper is, he's an amazing pianist, jazz pianist. Plays neo soul, R&B, hip hop, all of it. And I think he's from no, Houston, Texas. But like, yeah, his band is crazy. They do like Jay Dilla stuff, but instrumental. Sometimes they'll have singers and rappers come in, but they're really changing the game, and they've changed the game for jazz, and like they've merged the worlds of jazz and hip hop. But that's just one sector. You got them. You got cats like Masego, who's out. Masego, he's a multi instrumentalist and performing artist. I think he's from New York. I'm not 100% sure, but his stuff kind of has some trap in there. It's got neo soul. He raps as well. He plays the saxophone. He plays everything, and like he's mainstream low key. I think he's pretty much mainstream now. So yeah, I think the love for jazz is actually growing. Especially, I can't even forget Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly." You cannot forget that album. That was when literally everybody said, "All right, jazz is back in. Jazz is back in style." Because you had cats like Thundercat, Robert Glasper, Terrace Martin. Who else you got? Dang, I can't remember who else was on there. I think Kamasi Washington was on there. He had a lot of cats that were like deep heavy into jazz that were on that album, and like most of that stuff was live instrumentation. So that was when people saw like what jazz could add to in today's hip hop stuff. So shout out to Kendrick Lamar for that. But yeah, man, jazz is most definitely back in. And like I think one of my favorite things is like just like the combination of like jazz and neo soul. Like instrumental neo soul is starting to become a huge thing. Some of my friends call it like neo fusion. You'll see cats like Snarky Puppy or like Ghost Snow doing that. Well, check those guys out. All right, greatest music album of all time in my opinion. Oh man, that's a weighted question. See, if I'm saying greatest, that means that like they did stuff better than everybody else in the game. I don't know if I could put that much weight on an album. Dang, greatest. How about I do this? I'll say my favorite albums for some genres. I think that's the best thing I could do. The best thing I could do because I can't compare every genre to each other and then say like one's the best, compared to the others. But like, as far as let's say hip hop, because we were just talking about hip hop. As far as hip hop is concerned, my favorite hip hop album was Illmatic by Nas. Cause with Illmatic, I don't know, man. Illmatic is like the best. Lyrically, it's the best album I've ever heard. Just the way that Nas combines everything, it's so detailed, articulate. I feel like when he raps, his voice is like an instrument in hip hop. It's interesting. I don't know. I've always had like a deep connection with Nas's music, but like he's a really strong lyricist, and the features that he had on that album were nice. I like the beats. I know some people are kind of like iffy whenever it comes to Nas's beats, but one thing I could say for sure is his first albums. I have to keep it to one. I was gonna say Stillmatic too, but as far as Illmatic, I feel like Illmatic had the best beats out of everything that Nas put out to date. So yeah, as far as hip hop, Nas, Illmatic. As far as jazz is concerned, there's politically right answers. Like I'm supposed to say Coltrane, Love Supreme, or something like that, but like, or All Blues, what's it called, Kind of Blue by like Miles Davis. I think, I don't know, man. What would you say? Like I don't know. I think that I like a lot of Marcus Miller stuff. Marcus Miller for I'll keep Marcus Miller for jazz, and I won't extend it after that. Only because his Renaissance album, all of those songs I listen to afterwards. When there's a good album, like you don't want to skip past the songs. You know what I'm saying? Like you just want to hear the whole thing. That's when you know there's a good album. So I'll say Renaissance from Marcus Miller is probably my favorite jazz album. We'll keep it at that. And then Coming Close would be like anything from Kenny Garrett. But yeah. Nas, Illmatic, or Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, based on musical impact. That's a difficult one. I haven't heard everything from Marvin Gaye, so I can't really comment on that one fully. But I know a lot of people have like taken influence, or I think they sampled Marvin Gaye's work. So I probably say Marvin Gaye, probably because he came before Nas. But as far as Nas is concerned, Nas influenced a lot of people, so I don't know. I think it's on two different levels. I feel like it's on two different levels. But yeah, I'll keep a safe answer and say Marvin Gaye, just because he came before Nas. What song do I dislike from an album that I love? Shoot. A song that I hate from an album I love. It's funny. What's that? There's gotta be something. Oh, I got one. I'll keep it on Marcus Miller just because it's easier. If you look at Marcus Miller's album Renaissance, there's this one song called Redemption. The song is repetitive as hell. Like the melody's cool and all. Like you ever heard a song that like the melody is really good, but like they just keep repeating it over and over and over again until it's just like dry and overly repetitive. That's basically what Redemption was for me. Like it wasn't necessarily dry because they had solos and stuff, but like I don't know, man. I don't really like. We call it vamps. These like here in the Philly area, like when you repeat something, but like I hate it when people vamp. That song was a lot of vamping. So that was my least favorite song. I can't really name a song off the top of my head from like Illmatic that I hated. just because I forgot the names of the songs. um, Usually, if I don't like a song, I'll skip it, and like I usually identify songs with the way that they sound. So if I don't know, if I don't know the name of the song, I'll know the way that it sounds from all the instruments and stuff. But yeah. Oh, that's easy. Thoughts on Philly cheesesteak? All right. I gotta say, Aris, you're actually putting in some really good effort in this Q&A, man. Shout out to you. Philly cheesesteaks. I'm gonna give y'all the gist on my gist on Philly cheesesteaks. So I'm gonna say no, they're not overhyped. However, when you're getting a Philly cheesesteak, a lot of people overhype where you're supposed to get it from. All right. So you got a lot of places out there that you're gonna run into. Like if you've ever been to Philly, or you've heard about Philly cheesesteaks or whatever, because I know some of you guys may live like overseas, or like you guys may live in like different states or whatnot. But like when you're coming to Philly, everyone's gonna say, okay, you gotta eat from either Pat's, Geno's, Tony Luke's, or Max's. So I'll say this off the bat: I have not had Max's or Tony Luke's. And I know a lot of people say that those last two are the best. The most popular ones are Geno's and Pat's. As far as those places, I've had for Geno's and Pat's I had, and it's funny because my sister and I we actually did a comparison one day between the two. We got both sandwiches and we tried them out. What was the thing? Pat's their sandwich was too thick. It was too thick, you know. Geno's they had nice quality meat, and I think the cheese was all right, but like the bread was just too thin. Like they're kind of opposites, but like they're not the best cheesesteaks I ever had. I would say they had the highest, quality of like the highest grade of like meat, like those places that they talk about when they mention Philly cheesesteaks. I think the reason why they talk about them is one because they've been around for a long time and they're established businesses, but it's two because the steak that they have is really high quality and expensive. So it's hard to get that kind of quality steak anywhere else. But does that mean that it tastes really good, and it's better than everywhere else? Not necessarily. I feel like you can get some, and I might get some hate for this, depending on which spot you go to, you can actually get some really quality cheesesteaks from like the street vendors that you go, that you walk by, like in Philly, like in Center City or so. You can get some nice quality cheesesteaks in the county too. Go to Upper Darby, you'll find some nice cheesesteaks here. Like a lot of places around here, the delis, I'd say the delis have the best cheesesteaks, hands down. The delis. So I don't know. If you go to Philly, hit up a deli, you'll get some nice cheesesteaks. You can also hit up Pat's, Geno's, Tony Luke's, and Max's. Tell me how those ones are for you, but that's what I think, man. Thoughts on Greek food? Cause I am Greek. That's awesome, man. I don't know. It's funny. I've actually never had Greek food before. I've heard great things about it, and like fun fact, in Upper Darby we actually have like an Upper Darby Greek festival, and I heard that they have a lot of amazing Greek food there, and like a lot of nice traditional music there. So I've heard nothing but great things. But yeah, I have not tried it yet. So hopefully, who knows? Maybe I might try it sometime. Man, now you got me wanting to eat a cheesesteak. I'm mad now. Like, I could really go for a cheesesteak right now. It's been too long. Man. It's wild, man. I have not had a cheesesteak in how long? Like, since February or like January or something? Aris, where are you based in? Is fries, let me see, is fries and a cheesesteak hot or not? Is fries and a cheesesteak hot or not? Fries and a cheesesteak? I've actually never heard of that. Like I know some people do like to put their fries in a cheesesteak, but I've never actually heard of anybody putting fries in a cheesesteak and cooking it and then serving it. So that one I've never heard of. But as far as yeah, I mean, traditionally I see people serve it as a side. Okay, you're from Petra in Greece. That's awesome, bro. Like, how is it over there? You know, I've never. That's my first time hearing about that place. Like, how is it over there? I swear, this live stream got me hungry now. Now I want cheesesteaks with fries in it. Man, I'm missing out, bro. I have not had a cheesesteak in a while. But yeah, how's Petra? It says it's your basic Greek city, like Athens, but smaller. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's funny because I think I did earlier this year. I did like a school project, right? And we had to write a paper on like how like I guess like Athens was and like the different places like in Europe, and it was really cool. I got to learn a little bit more about like different places around there. So I don't know. It seems like a place I'd love to travel to someday. Yeah, and I heard a lot of great things about your artwork too. Like artwork there, I feel like you guys have a lot of nice artists there. All right, he says, who has the better food, Philly or New York? I knew this question was gonna come. I definitely knew this question was gonna come. All right, Philly versus New York. This has been an ongoing debate for a long time. All right, so it's cool because I've actually been to both places. Now I am at a disadvantage only because I haven't had all the food that New York has to offer. And somehow most of my subscribers, a large amount of my subscribers are from New York. I don't know how that happened, but a lot of y'all from New York, so I love New York too. But as far as food is concerned, Philly versus New York, Philly cheesesteaks, nah, New York cheesesteaks don't have anything on Philly cheesesteaks. You can't take that away, all right? Now, I will say this. Pizza-wise, New York has it hands down. If you want to get pizza, you know what I'm saying? You come here, you want to get some pizza, some really nice quality pizza, I will highly recommend going to New York. New York style pizza, basically, here in the US, everybody styles their pizza after New York, or at least mostly, you know? There's like two main places that will have like competing. Alright, cool. Yeah, there's two main places that will have like competing pizzas. And that's like Chicago pizza and like New York pizza. But I haven't had Chicago pizza, so we're not going to talk about you guys. But as far as New York pizza, man, New York pizza, you'll usually see like this giant, stereotypical giant slice of pizza. You know what I'm saying? The cheese is right, the sauce is right, the toppings are right, and the bread is right. Like literally, they always get it right. The delis never fail either. Philly pizza, Philly pizza is good and it's underrated. However, you'll either have a lot of cheese, some sauce, and a whole lot of bread, or you'll have like not enough bread, a lot of sauce, and then like it's usually like mixed up. So I don't know, man. It's like go to New York for pizza, go to New York for like steaks, go to Philly for cheesesteaks, go to Philly for pretzels. Um, there's a lot of other food too, but like off the top of my head, that's what I could think of. All right, we got 112 DZ just hopped into the video. Um, hey man, can you do a video on how to do vibrato on sax? So I actually didn't forget about that one. Uh, I don't know, man. I haven't thought about that. It's been a minute. Um, I haven't really had enough time to make that specific video, just because like there's been like other things that I've been trying to make on top of it. But I will try my best to do it. I might actually do it on a live stream at some point, because what I can even give you like a short. Nah, it's kind of hard without the saxophone, but just for right now, as far as what kind of what you have to do to get the vibrato, what I'll say is you have to you have to kind of make a ya 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 sound, right, while you're playing. So you're bending the notes, and you're bending the notes, but there's like a rhythmic aspect to it. And once you get that in time, um, I'd say start it off like in the first octave, like the regular register, probably like with open E, yeah, open C sharp. My bad. I'm thinking clarinet. Start off with open C sharp, play, kind of say ya 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 ya. I know it sounds funny, but say ya ya ya, and like kind of bend the note as you're doing it. And I promise you, you'll get at least close to it. Now, when I get my saxophone out and I actually start doing that, teaching you guys how to do it, I think it'll make a lot more sense, and I think it'll be easier to get, just because you'll be able to hear it. But yeah, that's pretty much how you get vibrato. It wasn't extremely hard for me to do when I first started out, but I will say it was tricky at first. If you don't know how to bend notes, you're gonna have a hard time with it. But if you do know how to bend notes, um, at least a little bit, it shouldn't be that hard. Yeah. But to get it sounding like you have to, it's one thing to do vibrato, but it's a whole nother thing to get vibrato to sound like your favorite saxophonist, because there's different forms. You got Johnny Hodges vibrato, that old jazz type thing, like that type of thing. The wide one, you got like Gerald Albright type vibrato, which is like that R&B contemporary type thing. It depends on what kind of thing you want. All right. Ari says, "What any sports you watch?" So as far as sports are concerned, I'm not too much of a big sports head. Um, I do like football. I do like football. I don't watch football religiously. I don't watch any sport religiously. But when I do watch sports, it's usually during like the whole Super Bowl type season type thing. So I watch a lot of football. Go Eagles! You know what I'm saying. Um, I like football. I like watching basketball. Basketball is kind of weird because it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. Like, have you ever preferred playing a sport compared to watching it, or like watching a sport in person compared to watching it on TV? Like, that's how it is for me with basketball. Like, if I'm watching basketball, I'd rather be in the audience and like watch basketball. I don't get a thrill from like watching people on TV playing basketball. It just doesn't. I don't feel the same energy. So that's how it is with that. Football is not like that. Football I can watch it on TV. I can watch it in person. I'll still get the same energy. Um, as far as anything else, I mean, I've played sports before. I like hockey. Not hockey. My bad. Not hockey. No hate to hockey, but soccer. I love soccer. So I love playing soccer. I haven't played soccer in years, but like I love soccer. I like watching the World Cup whenever that's on. Um, I love seeing track, like just seeing people run for like Olympics. And yeah, that's kind of like what I like watching sports wise. Are you voting for Kanye in 2020? I usually don't like to talk about politics, um, but I will say this: Kanye has some nice music. I'm gonna leave it at that. Kanye has some nice music. As far as presidential election, I don't like talking about politics. But yeah, dang, I really can't believe it's about to be 106 here, man. I gotta get more water. I gotta get more water. This is how much I got right now, man. I don't know if y'all can see that, but like the bottle's literally almost done. Yeah, that bottle's literally almost done. Where is 112 says, where is your dream place to live? Alright, so that's a good question. And it's funny because I was talking to my sister about this for like a while, and just like my cousins and like my friends. It's kind of hard to explain it. I know where I want to live, and it's funny because I have two different ideas. I have a place where I want to move to like put more work in once I'm done with like college and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just to like, because everyone wants to travel. I do plan on like traveling after everything's said and done when I finally move out. But like, as far as where I'm gonna stay at, like stay, I think what I see is a place that's like you got a lot of sun. I don't know. It could be the south. It could be the south. I might move down south. I might move to the. I can't see myself living in LA. I feel like it's either gonna be in the East Coast or the South, because that's the only places I've ever lived in. I lived in Texas, and I lived in Pennsylvania. You know, New York is really cool. New York is definitely a place I want to live at some point. For the rest of my life, though, I don't know about that. It's really busy, so I don't know, man. I'm still thinking about it, but I can definitely for sure say it's either gonna be in the East Coast or the South. Um, I just finished watching Sopranos yesterday. Have you watched it? And if so, what are your thoughts? I've actually never watched Sopranos before. That joint's set in New York, isn't it? Right? Like I've heard a lot of good things about that show, but like, I've never watched Sopranos before. But what's it about? Yeah, I've never. The Sopranos. Yeah, it's about mob. It's about a mob boss's life in New Jersey. Okay, I felt like it had to do with mobs. Couldn't. Yeah, low key. I feel like they. Am I wrong? Are they in North Jersey? They. I feel like they might be in North Jersey because like North Jersey, places like Elizabeth and other places like that. Like, you got a lot of people that have like that New York type accent because it's the closest side to New York. So I don't know. I feel like I feel like low key that show has to be set in North Jersey. Ooh, favorite comedians. Uh, all right, favorite comedians. This one's a little bit easier. Um, all right, I'm gonna just list off a couple people off the top of my mind. You got Vlad and Kevin Hart. You know, what I'm saying Philly represent Kevin Hart. Um, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle stuff. Who else we got? Hmm, what's that guy's name, man? I can't remember his name. The guy that did Doctor Doolittle. Shoot, how did I forget his name? I have no idea how I forgot his name. But yeah, that guy that did Doctor Dolittle and Coming to America. I have no idea. He's on the big Eddie Murphy. How did I forget Eddie Murphy's name? I like Eddie Murphy's stuff. You know, Eddie Murphy is really cool. I like how he has that hype personality and whatnot. I think Robin Williams is cool. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Mrs. Doubtfire. It's one of my favorites. I don't know if Will Ferrell is a comedian. I'm not 100% sure, but he's one of my favorites too. Uh, yeah, I like those guys. What was the first instrument and first song you taught yourself how to play? This is a really good question. Um, Dang, the first instrument that I taught myself how to play, that would have to be the piano. Yeah, that would have to be the piano. I played piano before sax, so I can't say sax. Um, Piano, yeah, I started playing piano. I started teaching myself how to play the piano around sixth grade, sixth to seventh grade, just because I wanted to. I don't know. I was just interested in piano. Um, the first song I learned how to play on piano, or the first song I taught myself how to play in general. Uh, First song I learned how to play on piano. It's kind of funny because I was learning how to. It might have been Sidewinder by what's that guy's name? Lee Morgan. Yeah, because we did that in like elementary school jazz band, and what I do is I try to learn how to play the songs we did in jazz band on the piano, and I'd be doing that after school, like during the let out and everything. So yeah, I'd say I might be wrong, but Sidewinder by Lee Morgan, famous jazz trumpeter. As far as first song I learned how to play that I taught myself, I can't remember that one. That one's kind of hard. Um, Shout me out. Shout out to Morales. Shout out to Peter Morales. Thanks for joining the live stream. Um, yeah, man. I can't really think of as far as okay. I could say this. As far as the first jazz song that I ever taught myself how to play, that was Mr. Yeah, that was Mr. PC. Mr. PC is the first jazz song I ever taught myself how to play. Um, Mr. PC is by John Coltrane. If you haven't heard about it, it's kind of like a basic C minor blues. And like when I played it, I was on the clarinet at the time during like middle school. I would play that song every day, literally every day. That was my favorite song to practice to. Like it didn't matter what I did. I would if I'm practicing clarinet to try to get better. That was like the bass song. You know, I'd learn all my licks, all my phrases, everything. You know, in different places. And the one song I'd go to test all my skills out was Mr. PC, and my goal was just to get it as strong as possible. So Mr. Peace is probably my strongest song that I can play. After that, that was it was Pick Up the Pieces. I liked the Candy Dulfer version. I know a lot of people are like iffy on that. Candy Dulfer and what's the name? Average White Band. I think they're the ones that made it. But yeah, those are the two songs I learned how to play on my own. All right. Who else we got? Milk. Overrated or underrated? Man, milk. I'll say milk is underrated. And you want to know why? Milk is underrated because tell me how many places you can go to, restaurants, wherever, whatever, where you can just say, "Yo, skip the water, skip the wine, skip everything else. Let me just get a solid glass of milk, just milk." Like, tell me how many places you can go to get that. Like showing up to the club, right? Everyone's lit. You just show up there, you saying, "Yeah, yeah, forget all that stuff. Let me get some milk." Like, I guarantee you, people are gonna side eye you. That joint's gonna be crazy, but yeah, man. Milk is underrated because not a lot of people just drink it by itself. You know, if people are using milk, they're either drinking like hot chocolate or hot cocoa, wherever you're from. You know, however you say it, or they might be drinking. They might just be eating cereal. You know, I think the real question is which one do you pour first, the cereal or the milk? That'd be a good question. All right, cool. So your boy Nadia is in the chat. What's up, man? Thanks for joining the live stream. Shout out to you. We got 112 to the club. Yeah, man. I mean, imagine that. Showing up to the club, when you show up to the bar, everyone's like drunk and everything. You just sit down there, yo. I've had a long day, man. Let me get some milk. Let me get a nice cup of milk. Let me get a double on that. Put it on his tab. You feel me? Like, that's just whack. Yeah, let's keep a G in this joint. Let's keep it G. I know I said ask me anything, but don't ask me anything. uh, dang, man. Yeah, as far as... Let me talk about that whole cereal milk thing, because, like, there's a whole debate going on. That's been going on for, like, years about, like, which one do people pour first, the cereal or the milk? Now, honestly, I'm going to say this. If you pour the milk in first, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can unsubscribe from me right now if you pour the milk in first. How the heck are you going to pour the milk in first when you don't even know how much cereal you want to pour in there? Two, you already know that John's going to overflow out of the bowl. So I don't know how you guys are going to pour the milk in first before the cereal. That is just wild to me. What I do, and what I hope is the most common thing to do is I pour as much cereal, that I want in the bowl, right? I put that much inside the bowl, and then after that, I try to match it or like get, a good amount of milk afterwards. So that way I know nothing's gonna spill out. But that's just what I know. Alright, favorite 90s group or singer? My favorite 90s group? Dang. And the problem is they gotta be from the 90s. Or matter of fact, okay, you said or singer. Dang. I don't know if certain people are like from... Oh, that's hard. Who came out back then? Did Boys to Men come out by like in the 90s or were they 80s? Let me just quickly check my battery. Alright, we straight. Yeah. Did Boys to Men come out in the 80s or the 90s? But I don't know. If they came out in the 90s, I'll just say Boys to Men just to be safe. As far as singer, I can't be too sure. I don't know who came out specifically in the 90s. Thing with me is I never really look at the decades. I just say I like this singer, I like that singer. So, I don't know. Yeah, Boys to Men just be safe. Is water wet? Yes. And no. It's like no. Water's not 100% wet because water can't be wet. Can ice be wet? Well, ice can be wet if it's melting, but like let's say if it's just a solid block of ice, can that still be considered wet if it's just solid and it's not melting yet? So that's why low key I'm kind of like, water isn't 100% wet all the time because it can be in a solid state and not be melting. I don't know. That's a whole scientific question right there. Alright. Next question. I got a method where I have one bowl. Oh yeah, if you guys are wondering, I'm looking at my laptop. I got a method where I got one bowl for cereal and one bowl for milk because if they're in the same bowl for a while, they get soggy. So I take a spoon of cereal and dip. I've never heard of that. So you got one bowl of milk and one bowl of cereal, and then you're pouring the milk gradually as the time goes, so it doesn't get soggy. Okay, that's different. That's actually pretty different. I've never heard of that. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I might have to try this sometime, cause that's probably my biggest pet peeve. Getting soggy cereal. Like it never just stays right the whole time. Like it's just I don't know, man. I think that's a cool idea. I think it's a cool idea just to have two different bowls. I could get down with that. All right, 92. Okay, Boys to Men's from 92. All right. Yeah, because I'm like I know they had to be. I know they were after New Edition. So I don't know. I just knew that they were at I knew their stuff was around in the 90s. That's what's up. I'm really happy I'm doing this Q&A, man. I feel like, do you guys want to see more of like these live Q&As on this channel? Because it's cool to talk to you guys, man. Alright, we got another question. Peter Morales, did you ever get to go on cool trips in school band? Yeah, we did. Man, I got a nice story for you guys. I got a lit story time for you guys, alright? So, first off, I'll say, yeah, we did get to go on some trips. We got to go to theme parks. We went to Hershey. I think we went to Hershey Park. Did we go to Hershey Park? Yeah, we went to Hershey Park and we went to Six Flags. I did a lot of those trips in like middle school, and it was mainly for like jazz band. So if you were in jazz band, you got to go to like a lot of cool trips, like in middle school. That was just one of the perks, and then like on top of that, you also have like the choir. So like I did both instrumental band, and then I also did choir and stuff in chorus. So like I basically got like two trips in one, with one package or whatever. I don't know how you say it, but like, we got to go on a lot of cool trips. We got to go to like um, churches and perform. We got to go to different schools. But I like the theme parks better. I did not like the roller coasters though. I hate roller coasters. But now for that story time, bro. Story time. So in high school, if you guys noticed, I talked all about all the good times we had in middle school for trips, but I didn't talk about the good times we had in high school because we didn't really go on any trips. So in high school, right, I had jazz band. I'm not gonna name any teachers, but we were supposed to have a jazz festival. If you guys don't know what jazz festival is, it's like basically when like all the high schools in your school district come together and like compete for like trophies or whatever to see which school's band is better. You know. So I was looking forward to it, man. I was looking forward to it. It was probably like sophomore year. And we were in the bus. Tell me how we're on the highway, right? It's night. We're on our way to the school. The bus driver takes a left on the right lane of the highway, bypasses all of the traffic just to go straight into the woods. The bus drove into the woods, right? Bus drove into the woods. All we're hearing, everyone's sleeping at this time. All we're hearing is like all these branches hitting the windows and stuff. And we're like, oh shoot, yo, are we really just driving into the woods right now? So the bus is going. All of a sudden we hear a loud thud. The bus is stuck. So we're like, oh god, no. So the bus is stuck. We don't know what to do. We don't even know where we are. So looks like we saw some kind of house in front of us with like some old people there, and basically they tried to they told us, oh no, you guys actually fell into our trap. We're supposed to we dug this hole inside here to stop intruders from going into our land. So our whole school bus got stuck in the woods at these random old people's house. So They tried, and then like the chaperones, they tried to get the kids to push the bus out. They tried to get us to push the bus out. I didn't do that. I stayed inside. Um, so it was pretty wild. We didn't make it to that trip. We never really made it to a jazz festival. We only got to one, but like I don't think we got to compete that year. I'm not sure, but yeah, pretty wild, man. I was robbed of that. I was really robbed of that, John. All right, what we say? Where are your ancestors from, and your favorite meal from that region that maybe your parents or grandparents cooked for you? Let me quickly check battery life. We are good on battery life. Liddy. Also, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is IkechiOnyenaka. It's inside my description. Um, yeah. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. But yeah, as far as my ancestors, all my ancestors came from Nigeria. You know, my family's initially from Nigeria. I'm first generation. I was born in Austin, Texas. One of my favorite foods that like my mom makes is we got this thing called jollof rice. Right? If you ever go to like a Nigerian restaurant or like Nigerian gathering or anything, look for jollof rice. It's one of the best dishes ever. It's one of the best dishes ever. It's like it's just rice. You kind of mix it with stew. I've never made it myself. I don't know how to make it. I usually just get it from like my mom or like my family members, but like extremely good. You definitely want to have it. Jollof rice. It's probably the most popular Nigerian dish. Um, what's your favorite instrument? My favorite instrument. See, it's kind of hard to say because I have a favorite instrument for certain genres in certain moments, you know? Like, I feel like every instrument plays a different role. That's how I view instrumental music, you know? In certain genres, an instrument, I don't know, it may not even just be genres, but just music as a whole. I feel like every instrument plays a role, not rhythm section, not horns or whatever. We're talking past that. We're talking like emotional aspects. What kind of emotions do you plan on bringing out, in the music? So, if I'm trying to do bass, I don't know. It's like that underground, like that deep thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, and I'm just like, that's weird. Well, I don't know, man. If I'm trying to play bass, I'm really trying to like set the tone. Like I'm trying to like, I don't know. I'm trying to set the tone in the room. Like bass kind of just like it brings the presence into the room. Like, and then keys. As far as keys go, keys is for the atmosphere. If you want to take someone to a different place in your music, I feel like keys plays a huge role with that, you know, because of the chords, especially wide chord voicings. The chords can change, even the slightest difference from major to minor, that can change the whole game. So if you're looking for atmosphere, keys is the way to go. Guitar kind of complements the keys, but if you're doing solo guitar, that's if you're trying to like get like a cry out. But that's funny because saxophone, horns, and guitar can play the same role in some places. So, I'm all right. Um, cool. All right, my bad for that. I think my phone just like the connection went off. But yeah, as far as my favorite instrument, it's kind of just like as far as what I play, it'd be saxophone, just because like I feel like my voice comes through clearer with the saxophone compared to any other instrument. I can make the statements I want to make a lot clearer with more purpose with the saxophone compared to keys or anything else. But yeah. Um, Now as far as okay, let's see. 112 DZ. If you wasn't doing music, what would you be doing? Um, See, that's kind of interesting. Like, it would have to be something I'm passionate about. You know, it's funny because I talked about that with my sister the other day, right? Um, like, had I not joined band, what would I have been doing? And it's funny because I said I would have actually been doing basketball. Um, if it had to be like an extracurricular type thing, I probably would have done basketball. I did want to do soccer at one point, but like, I think I would have gone a lot further with like basketball, just because I don't know. It's funny how I don't like watching basketball on TV, but when it comes to playing it, I like it more. And don't get me wrong, I suck at basketball. I'm not gonna hold you. I do suck at basketball. I'm good at passing. That's the best thing I could do. And if I'm playing by myself, I can make shots. But like, if I'm in a game, don't count on me to save your team. Count on me to pass that ball because I will successfully pass that ball over to you. But I cannot take a shot during the game for my life. That's just because I don't practice. But yeah, I'll probably be doing basketball or sports. I got a lot of athletic people in my family that do like football and different things and like just like they lift, exercise and stuff. So I'd probably do that. Other than that, like outside of that, I'm in school for like IT, so I'm also into like tech and stuff. Um, I do have like other channels and stuff. If you guys want to know, like I got a hair channel. It's called Prodigy Made It. If you guys are into like hair tips and like my vlogs and stuff outside of music, um, and I just made a gaming channel that's called Online Prodigy 360. Again, that's Online Prodigy 360. That's my gaming channel. Um, but yeah, so I'd probably be doing like gaming, basketball, hair tips, and just anything but music if I didn't do music. But yeah, that's a good question. Let's see, what's the next question? Are you familiar with a piece called A Prehistoric Suite? I'm actually not. I haven't heard that yet, but that sounds like something cool that I'd love to check out though. I'll probably check it out after this live stream. Thanks for sharing it. Um, Thoughts on Chipotle? I have not had Chipotle, but I'll be upfront with you. I have not heard good things about Chipotle. I heard that once people eat Chipotle, man, they go straight to that bathroom. But I have heard good things about the food itself. That it actually does taste really good. So, you know, I think that's cool. I just never had Chipotle. I, from what I heard, I think it's similar to Taco Bell. I'm not 100% sure. 112 DZ says, "What does your name mean?" All right, so my name Ikechi means God's power. Uh, yeah, God's power. My mom named me Ikechi. I don't know. It's a cool name. I like it. uh, yeah, but that's what my name means. You get this, John. Focused. But yeah, my name means God's power. Who else we got on here? Man, when I visited, Ari's Pan says, "Man, when I visited New York City, it was the best thing I it was the best thing I ate there." But yeah, the bathroom part is true. Yo, I'm dead. Oh my god, it's funny. I knew it had to be true, bro. I knew it had to be true. Yo, you know what else has that? I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but like, I cannot for the life of me eat at Wendy's. I don't know what it is with Wendy's. Every Wendy's in the world hates me, man. Every time I eat Wendy's, that burger goes straight through me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they put laxatives in that John, but like the burger goes right through me. It's crazy. I cannot eat Wendy's. Shoot, if I can't eat Wendy's, what makes you think I can eat Chipotle? Man. What's up, DZ? I love it, man. It's unique. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it's different. It's like, it's funny, like, first day of school, man. First day of school is always brutal for me. It's the funniest day, It's always the funniest day because like when I go into class, right? Especially when they have a sub, it'll be like this. Okay, John, cool. Ashley, all right, present. All right, cool. Hmm. Um. Okay, I'm gonna have trouble with this one. I'm gonna have some trouble with this one. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name. Aki, Ak, Ika, Ikachi. It'll be like they'll butcher that drum like crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like I had my sixth grade teacher. It's so sad that I can't name drop on YouTube, but like my sixth grade teacher almost died trying to say my name on the first day of school. He was it was like a tech class, man. He was like, okay, cool, yeah, we got all these people. Okay, we got this person, check this person, yeah, all right, cool. All right, let me try this one. I said, okay, I can say my name. It's all right. He said, no, I got it. I can't. I'm like, sir, I can say my name. He's like, no, I've got it. I can do it. Trust me. You gotta believe in me. You gotta believe in me. I got it. I got you. It's the first day of school. I can't. I'm like, okay, it's too much. I said, all right, let me just let him do it. He said, okay, I got it. Ikuchi. Like, present. There's literally nothing I can do about that, man. I don't know, man. What we got on this John? 112 DZ says, I'm hungry now. Alright, you can be hungry, but just don't eat Chipotle. Bye-bye. Alright. The only regret I have is when I visited New York that I don't have Popeyes or good fried chicken because in Greece we only get the soggy KFC. Dang, man, that sucks. It sucks. Let me just check my battery. We got all right. We cool. YouTube doesn't want me to be great. This strong keeps messing up, but yeah. I haven't been to a lot of restaurants in New York City yet. I've only been there just for like short visits, but like, yeah, I don't really know. I had McDonald's in Manhattan like years ago. That was years ago. I don't eat McDonald's anymore, but that McDonald's was okay. I haven't had KFC anywhere else but like the Philly area. Same with me, man. Well, my name is Kedar. I'm always getting called Kadar. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like I don't know, man. It's weird. First day of school is hard for a lot of people, man. It's just I think, and let me know if you guys agree with this. If a teacher doesn't know how to pronounce a kid's name, right, or a student's name, don't you think it might be a little bit easier to spell it out rather than butcher it on the spot? Like if they had a choice, right? I don't know. I'd rather have my name spelled out than I'd be like, oh yeah, that's me. You know, rather than they just like butcher it on the spot. Yeah, you feel me? Like that's just. I feel like spelling it out is just a lot easier and it's a lot safer on them, and it's like less embarrassment for both people. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And what I don't understand is like, out in my name, right? I can understand, like, I guess I can understand how you can mispronounce my first name, but my last name, that John should be the hardest one out there. I would think that my last name is extremely hard, but it's like they'll be like, I get Chaku Kachiko Onyenaka. I'm like, so you got my last name close to correct, but you can't get the short one right? That I don't know. You know, my last name's Onyenaka, but like it's just like how do you butcher my first name, but the longest name out of the two, that's the one you get that's closest to correct. I have no idea how people get that. But yeah. um Fries or onion rings as a burger side. Fries all the way. I do not like onion rings, man. I don't know. I don't mess with onion rings like that. Yeah. I say fries all the way, man. Fries with anything. Fries with fries on the side. Fries with burgers on the side. Fries with pizza on the side. Fries with anything. Fries can literally work as a side for almost anything, in my eyes, you know. Peter Morales says, "Yeah, I had this kid in sixth grade named Jalen." See, I probably wouldn't have said Jalen if you didn't even put that thing there. I would have been like the teachers. um, and we had a subcom job. Ah, shit. Dang. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yo. we had a kid. We had a substitute teacher call him Jolene. You know what this reminds me of? Y'all ever seen that one episode of Key and Peele, the substitute teacher episode? When like he's just like mispronouncing everybody's names and stuff, and he's like, what's that one guy's name? Timothy. He calls him Timothy and all that stuff. And like if they argue with him, they get sent to the principal's office. This reminds me of that, man. Burger King's fries are so plain. I gotta agree with you on that. I don't really like Burger King's fries. I feel like McDonald's fries over Burger King's fries, hands down, hands down. But I will say the burger itself, low key, I haven't had them in a while, but like I think Burger King's burgers are slightly better than McDonald's. Aris, have you ever had fries with pasta and dip them in pasta sauce? That sounds tough. I haven't had that yet. No, I haven't had that yet. Low key, that would taste bomb. That would actually be really nice. Fries in pasta sauce. Yeah, that'd be lit. Cause it's not the same thing, but that kind of reminds me of like mozzarella. Like, you ever had like mozzarella sticks and you dipped in the sauce? I feel like that's low key. It's not the same thing, but it's kind of like the same concept. You know, I could see that working. All right, let's see how many what time do we got? We got 6 minutes left, y'all. 6 minutes left. No, not 6 minutes left. We got 6% on my phone. We got 6% on my phone left. So rapid fire questions. All right, before this drone dies. Man, now I want yo. This live stream definitely made me hungry. Now I want like mozzarella sticks. I want Philly cheesesteaks. I want fries in my Philly cheesesteaks with the pasta sauce inside there. Like, dang, man, this is. I definitely got to eat right after this live stream. Once old Deezy says, ever thought of living in Atlanta? Mm, Not really. I thought of visiting Atlanta. I definitely thought of like visiting Atlanta, you know, because I heard really cool things about like the whole about the city there and the city life, and I know they got a nice music scene. Is I might be wrong. Is that where the Tyler Perry place is? Because I know he has like a headquarters for his thing. Is that where that is? Yeah, I see. I thought, yeah, I'd want to visit that place. I don't know if they'll let you in, but like, I want to see it at least, you know, as like a stop. Like that'd be lit. Is that where you're based in? Uh, Peter Morales. We had a substitute that said my last name is Morales. Dang. Yeah, I don't know, man. These substitute teachers, I feel like they just all go to some kind of like unified like convention where they're all trained to like mess up every student's name, and like that's like a part of the code of conduct for all substitute teachers. Like it's messed up, man. But that sucks. Hey man, Aries. Hey man, I gotta go to sleep. It's 11:30 here, almost midnight. I gotta wake up early to make some burritos tomorrow. See y'all in the next live stream. Hey, thanks again for joining the live stream, man. Shout out to you, Aris Pen. Um, yeah, man, I really appreciate you joining the live streaming all the way from Greece. So thank you for joining me, man. Share my channel with your people in Greece, man. It'd be lit. I love connecting with more people from like around the world, so that'd be lit. 112 in Virginia Beach. Bobby moving to Atlanta real soon. That would be a good move, man. Atlanta. Atlanta has a really good scene from what I've heard. I know a lot of musicians talk really good stuff about Atlanta, so that'd be a really nice place to stay in. All right, bro. Good night. Have a good day, man. Thanks for joining the live stream, bro. Peter Morales. It's only 3:30 in Tennessee. Oh wow. Okay, so you're from Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee, man. That means you guys are like an hour away from us. So that's like that's like Pacific time then. Yeah. So you got the same time zone as Texas. That's what's up. Let me just check this, John. All right, cool. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, over here it's in the Philly area it's like 4:30. Yes, sir. It's extremely hot here, man. They forecasted it's supposed to be like 102. I think it's gonna be like 102 tomorrow, and then like probably like on Monday or Tuesday it's gonna be at 106 degrees. So they said it's like dangerous heat. So like, I'm staying inside. We literally bought like 10 packs of water, so just like save us. Peter Morales, have you ever visited the Rocky statue? Yes, I have. And it's kind of funny you say that. So, outside of like music, I actually do like some like extra work as like kind of like an actor. And I did a. You guys can, if you don't believe me, you can check my Instagram post or like, um, go on to Facebook. But I did a set with Sylvester Stallone and Chris Rock, right? We're all at the statue. I don't know if you guys saw that Super Bowl commercial where it's like, you see some guy you think is Michael B. Jordan running up the steps, the Rocky steps, and then it ends up being Chris Rock. Then like out of nowhere, Sylvester Stallone comes in here, and then it's like all those people doing that. I was actually in the in the crowd with that. So if you see me, I got like a black beanie on and a gray hoodie. I got a post of that. I think it's on my Instagram. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, just look up Facebook Super Bowl commercial. I'll be on the left hand side of the screen. Uh, let's see. Alright, don't worry, man. I'm also brown. Play any song in saxophone. Let's see. You're asking if I play any song on the saxophone? I mean, I could play a song if I hear it. I got perfect pitch. I don't know if you guys know what perfect pitch is, but it's like when you can identify any note or regardless of its timbre, and like play back that note and identify. I got that, but yeah, pretty much I could do that. If I hear the song, I could play. Thoughts on music creators on TikTok? Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, man. TikTok creators, they're smart. It's like a second coming of Vine. My advice to any of you guys who are like on your grind, as I am too, take advantage of these apps before they're all gone. Because one day a lot of these things are gonna be gone. If you see TikTok people blowing up, hop on that wave. Hop on as many trades as you can. Trends, I mean. But yeah, TikTok, I think they're smart. I think it's a really good idea. But yeah, man, I'd say keep hopping on like TikTok stuff. Hop on Instagram, hop on any of this stuff because it's all good. You know, it's a good way to get your name out there and your brand out there. Let me just double check my battery life. So it's down us 2 minutes. All right, last minute questions before we out. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Cool. Yeah, last minute questions before we out. All right, I'm going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last minute question. All right. If there is nothing else, then thank you guys for joining the live stream. I really enjoyed this live stream, man. It's been a lit time, and yeah, I really want to do more of this stuff, in the future. Um, I think this is a really cool way of getting to know you guys, and vice versa, you guys getting to know me more. So let's continue to do this type of stuff, man. I'm down to do these live streams with you guys, these live Q&As. You feel me? So if you haven't done so, please make sure to like, comment, share, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are down below in this description. And make sure to turn on post notifications, that little bell icon next to the subscribe button, so you never miss a video from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Peace!